time kills deals. Time and slowing down, friction that slows you down kills the opportunity to go from one spot to the next. So having your transitions dialed in is extremely important. So when I'm talking about these races and competitions, you're going from running to deadlifts. You need to make sure that you have absolutely zero time wasted whatsoever. Now, how does this apply to what we do at Clover Agency? Well, if we are talking about speed to market, all of these things are important. A frictionless experience, that frictionless experience from when somebody is engaging with, say, some type of media source, and then they come to your website. What does that experience actually mean? What happens along those? What's that journey? What takes so long for a page to load? What is that consumer going through when they see an ad, they come to your website, and then they have to look all over the place for what they just saw in the ad? All that does is slow things down, and time kills deals. If you don't have your transitions set properly, trafficking of your consumer through your website that matches to the media that exposed them to coming to your website, you have a massive disconnect. So making sure that you have the right landing pages set up, making sure that you're not just dumping them on your homepage where they're now looking for what you just talked to them about. And if it's not there, it's not a clear call out, you're going to have friction for that consumer experience. The more friction, the slower it takes, the less likely you are going to be able to capture that customer. When was the last time you actually went through a process like that? My phone here. I go shopping accidentally all the time on Instagram. Oh yeah. Also, if you see random people walking back here, we are on a little Clover field trip. So I thought I'm in California, so what better to go to the beach. So yeah, you might see surfers walking by with their boards, random guys sitting behind me here. I don't know what he's doing. He's enjoying it. Speed to market is imperative in today's buying cycle. The longer a vehicle sits, the more growth compresses. Speed to market. Inventory. Thank you, Eric. Speed to market for your inventory. Speed to market for what is the shopper doing on your website. It applies to everything in our business. Time kills deals. How long does it take you to get your ads, right? Your ads up and live? What's slowing that down? Is it always from the manufacturer not getting you your offers right away? Well, you got your offers. What's the speed it takes for you to get those offers online? How is that offer getting out in the media to the consumer in a place that they're consuming it? Now, if you are waiting days, weeks to get that together, you're losing deals. Your competitors are looking for ways to speed up their cycle for their media to communicate. Why aren't you? So I know that there's people out there that are like, you're like, yeah, Micah, we're doing that already. Talk more about the beach. I'm not going to talk about the beach right now because I wish I was out there right now. But when we start looking at that speed to market for your ads, for your inventory, all of these things are going to help you to increase sales and increase loyalty for your consumers. If they know that when they see your ad, they're going to land and launch directly what that ad said on your website, you're going to have a seamless experience. You're serving it up. You're not wasting their time. Like I said, I shop accidentally all the time because Instagram has they have me down. They know exactly what I'm interested in. They know exactly who I am, what type of audience I fit in, what type of ads I'm interested in, and they've been able to monetize the heck out of me and my persona and who I am extremely well. So they're going to serve up an ad to me that I'm going to click on, and if they don't, that ad does not bring me to a place where I can transact on the exact thing I was interested in, we've got a problem. How many times have you been served up an ad? You click on it to learn more about that product or whatever it was. For me, a lot of it's like workout gear, running shorts, shoes. I bought Flux shoes. They're the best running shoe, workout shoe, hands down. I bought them on Instagram because as soon as I saw that ad, I went directly to the website to a landing page that showed me that exact shoe that I wanted, that I just saw in the ad, and I was able to transact just like that. Once again, surfers in the background, pretty cool spot for a little field trip. But now look at your media. When somebody is exposed to your media and they click on it and they come to your website, what's that experience? Go through it. Go through it. But the problem that we face so often in our industry is that we're too close to it. We're too close to it. We are. We have these expectations about what we would want them to see. We have these expectations of what we want to put in front of them. But unfortunately, sometimes there's a disconnect between what we want to manage them to, or how we want to manipulate their experience, as opposed to making it a seamless, frictionless experience on their end. So instead of trying to look at, hey, how can I manipulate the situation and manage it to just dump them here and maybe give them an experience that is not conducive to an actual transactional experience, we need to reevaluate and look outside of what we've been doing in the industry. Serve up that shopper what they were served up on the media directly to the website. Now, then I got a little text message coming in here. Okay. So I just somebody just was listening in and said, hey, what about this? Well, and what they brought up was most dealers spend time just trying to get more traffic and don't realize they have plenty of traffic. They're just not necessarily serving them up to the right spot. You're paying money to lose the traffic that you are paying for because there's the disconnect. How much money are you spending to drive net new shoppers to your website? What's the media source? Whether it's paid search, OTT, streaming, what is that? You can break it down. We can easily give you an evaluation. We can easily show you, when you're working with us, what your cost per acquisition, cost per household, cost per sale, cost per lead, all by that media. But now what you got to be able to see too is where's the lost opportunity? How much traffic did you drive to your website? And because there was a disconnect in that experience, how many opportunities did you actually lose? And out of those opportunities, how many of those opportunities, based upon your closing ratio, is it costing you? How much money are you losing by driving traffic to a poor consumer experience? So are you spending money to make money, or are you spending money to lose consumers? This is a great thing that you can do, evaluate yourself. Click on one of your ads. Yeah, I know it's going to cost you a few cents. All right, do it. How much money are you going to spend to drive people directly to your site? Now take a look at that experience. Don't think of it like a car person, though. Try to suspend the thought. Try to suspend the idea of what you want them to do and what you're trying to sell them, and find out, think more along the lines of, I'm going through this like I'm buying. Click on another ad. Click on something outside the industry. Click on a house, an advertisement for a realtor. Click on shoes, whatever it is. What is that activity? What is that step, that journey of the sale that you just went through? Document it. See how much time it takes from the time you click on the ad for it to load the page. Are you losing interest in the product that you just clicked on because it took so long for that product to load? Speed to market. It's not just did they come through the website and make it easy for them to transact, but how much time did it take for that page to load? How much time did it take for them to be able to get and connected to you? So the dealers who win aren't always the ones spending the most. They're the ones creating the smoothest path from ad click to showroom visit. Somebody just texted me that. Just thought that was an interesting point. So yeah, those who win aren't always the ones spending the most money. I get this a lot. So whenever I'm working with a new client, they ask me, like, what are the proposed budgets that we're working with? And in some cases, they're used to working with people that are selling cookie cutter packages. These cookie cutter packages are based upon that agency or that partner that had made promises to sell X amount to their streaming partners, and therefore put together package pricing so that they can hit their numbers. I mean, that's great. That's a great business model. But does it necessarily have the customer, the dealership's best interest in mind? So a lot of places that we've worked with are spending a lot more than they necessarily need to. Why? Because they're trying to hit that quota for that agency, or that agency's markups has put them out of the runnings. So when we take a look and evaluate based upon their market, based upon their message and what their needs are, we're able to maybe reduce that. So once again, reduction in spend, but targeted based upon that audience propensity and ability to buy from you, but then also give them a good, seamless customer experience, that consumer experience that takes them from click to conversion. And when I talk about conversion, it's not just calls, chat, text, form completions, digital retail sessions. They're clicking on the ad, they're coming to your website. I get that. Those are conversions. Amazon, the ADSP, they have their own metrics, and any type of activity on a website could be identified as a conversion. What I'm talking about was what is the actual result from that consumer experience, that seamless experience that you're getting them from ad exposure to now conversion transaction. What is a transaction? And how are you evaluating your spends in conjunction with the smoothness, the frictionless experience that they're having that lowers your cost per acquisition? Now, if you're spending more and your cost per acquisition is not being adjusted, or you're seeing that you're not getting the same level of form fills, you're not seeing a change, you're not feeling a change in the amount of business that you're receiving from these partnerships, it's time to maybe have a serious conversation. Our account managers are looking at this on a regular basis. What is the traffic doing? Where is it coming from? How is your streaming not only giving you a seamless experience on your website, but how is it affecting your other media sources? When we're looking at the full diversification of your tactics and strategies, how do they all correlate? How do they all work together? Speed to sale, speed to market is not just about looking at individual siloed strategies. You have to be able to look at from one to the next. How is one affecting the next? Somebody sees your ad on TV. They're watching, oh gosh, just watched a really disturbing show. Probably don't want to talk about disturbing shows on here. But if you happen to run across the show Half Man, guy from Baby Reindeer, probably too much information. Disturbing show, but we watched it. We saw a lot of ads on it. It was a great show, actually. But now I lost track of what I was going to say. Oh, you have that. You have your ads. Now, somebody sees your ad watching Half Man. What do they do? Well, guess what we had? We had our phones in our pocket, in our hands, right there on the couch, watching the show, and we see an ad that pops up before it. Yeah, because I have ad-supported streaming. I do. I'm one of those guys that wanted to save a few bucks every month rather than spend it all on ad-free. And guess what? I still buy cars. That's the reality of it. So anyway, so I'm watching, I see an ad. Guess what? I'm going to Google it. I'm going to search it. I saw that ad, but guess what? I went to Google search anyways. And then I clicked on a paid search ad that met exactly what I was looking at on that ad. I found it here. I clicked on so now I went straight from streaming ad to a Google ad. Now, who gets credit for that? If you're not keeping track and tracking exactly what each of your marketing tactics are doing, you may give that last click to Google. But guess what? The only reason I went to Google is because I saw the streaming ad beforehand. Yes, look at your media plan holistically. Bob, thank you. Thank you, Bob Lanham. I appreciate your popping up in there. Yes, you have to look at it holistically. If you're not looking at it, if you're only looking at it siloed, oh, what is my paid search doing? You are working with an incomplete data set. For those of you that have known me for years before I came over to Clover Agency, I worked in the analytics space, and I worked with an analytics company. And we were constantly looking at what was the stuff that you're doing, the partnerships that you had that resulted in actual transactions that actually brought you qualified shoppers to your website. Now, that same type of analysis must be done with all your media sources. And in many cases, the technology for reporting and analytics software did not give you an accurate depiction of what was happening. It always started from, the referral site from Google. but it never could give you the information about what was going on when they're watching a streaming ad or any other type of offsite influence other than the website. So utilizing stuff like a headless analytics tag that gives you that exposure from the media prior to the website and the entire journey, now we'll show you, oh, guess what? Facebook's got a lot of referrals to the website, but what brought the referrals to Facebook? How did they start? Where did they start the journey? What exposed them to get them in the market to seeing? Where else did they go? Did they start on seeing a streaming ad, come to Facebook, go to Google search, come to your website, look at a bunch of vehicles, and then go back and forth? But it all started because you helped create demand, not just captured it. You helped create the demand for your name, for your brand, for the products that you're selling. Now, when we're looking at it holistically, now, what's Bob saying? If you look at it in a silo, you just buy search. Try that and see what happens. Bob, thank you. That is a great point. If your streaming is not helping you to evaluate your search, there's a disconnect. If you're just buying search, you're only capturing demand. And great, that's an awesome thing to do. You're competing with everybody else. But they don't know you. They're just trying to capture You're just trying to capture their generic searches for it, and you're bidding with everybody else for the exact same keywords. But if you're creating demand, building a brand prior to them being in the market, you are going to lower your costs for your other demand capture. Once again, if you're building your brand and planting the seed of who you are, why they should buy from you, that you're good people, you're not jerks, go buy a car from them or service your vehicle with them. If you're not building up that message, you are spending too much in these other silos to capture. It's a long-term game. Also, quit buying streaming like it's a paid search tactic. It's not. Brand building is not a 1 month at a time philosophy. You need to be able to look at the true life cycle of a shopper, build your brand, increase your name exposure in the marketplace so that once again, when they are in the market and now they are traffic to your site and they go to the landing page, you serve up a seamless experience. Your consumer experience becomes your brand messaging. It's not just about what you're, selling now. It's about the overall experience that you're providing them as well. So once again, just kind of wrapping it all up here, a Clover field trip. I had a buddy say, hey, a Clover field trip, they don't the computer, there it is. I'm back. All right, I'm back. Nope, it's breaking up. Gonna wrap it up. Looks like it's time for the computer to take a break. It might be too hot at the beach in the summer sun. But once again, thank you so much for joining Field Trips with Clover. I'm Micah Birkholz, National Sales Director. If you have any questions you want to ask me about or say, hey, you're talking a lot about consumer experience. What does that mean for my dealership? What does that mean for our group? How does that mean for our branding? Give me a call, 612-406-0877. I'm very text friendly. You don't want to call me. You want to text me? Great. Let's text all day. I won't text and drive anymore. I just won't. I used to do that too often, and it's a bad habit. So don't do it anymore. So I won't respond if I'm driving. With that being said, have a seamless, frictionless experience for your consumers. You want a frictionless experience working with an agency? Hi, we're right here. Myself, our account managers, Dusty, Cody, Rachel, Patrick, Nettie, James, like our old team. I think we all kind of figure we're all, in a way, account managers. We all want to make sure that we are there for you and give you a frictionless experience. So hit us up. Oh, dude, Bob, thank you. Continue to make it happen, my friends. Have a great day. It looks like there's more surfers coming in and about to change in the background. So I'm gonna shut the computer down. Have a great day. Have a frictionless day. And we'll talk to you soon. See you soon. Bye.